Hi there, my name is Kaylee.
My name is Shay. This is Willow.
We're tackling some big debt.
In the Big Apple.
Especially Willow. She actually contributes the most.
Yeah.
We're going to sit down today and talk about something that I think some people would argue is in opposition to debt payoff. But one thing about us is we believe in living life along the way.
Yes, we do.
Believe that the journey to financial independence is about creating a life that you enjoy living.
Yes.
As much as it is having the funds to be financially independent.
Most certainly.
The goal is to retire to something, not from something. So, what we're going to be talking about is, it's now June of 2025, and we're going to be talking about some vacation planning over the course of the next year or so, and making updates to our budget and all the things that go along with that. Do you have anything you'd like to add?
Nope. You summed it up perfectly.
Oh, thank you so much. One thing about us is we have a spreadsheet.
We got a spreadsheet for
everything.
everything.
So, when it comes to vacation planning, guess what?
Spreadsheet.
We have a spreadsheet. So, what we've got cooking here, just all the different things that I have been planning on spending money on. So, for
Colts at Giants.
Yeah, I did this.
Oh, heck, you did.
And I didn't budget very well for it, but this is kind of where it began.
Okay.
So, this one is done. Me and my brother went on December 29th, 2024, and saw a football game at MetLife Stadium. And I budgeted for it, and we made a plan, and I did that. This is us budgeting for our friend Elena and Sabrina's wedding.
Hi, guys.
We're budgeting for that. Already booked the hotel.
I would say they're somewhat frequent watchers of the channel.
I'd say
Hi, guys.
they're consistent for sure.
Yeah.
Their joint bachelorette party, I loose budgeted for that. Loose budget. I'm terrible at this. These are so terrible examples. I've been working on getting better at this. So the goal is for us to sit down, align on numbers for some of these things, and make sure that our budget reflects those numbers and that it's based in reality.
Yes.
And it's like actually possible to do. So all of these things are things that are upcoming. This is not in any particular order, and it probably should be. This one I've budgeted out quite well.
Yes.
This one that's good because we leave for it on Friday. So, the goal is, if there's something that we would like to do as far as travel or vacation or, something that falls in that. Hello? Am I bored?
I'm sorry. I'm sleepy. I was running around today.
Then we like to stop and at the very least, do a quick, ballpark conversation about, how much is this actually going to cost us? Mm-hmm. And how realistic is it for us to go on the timeline in which we want to go. Mm-hmm. So we kind of threw together, I just realized it says lunch instead of lunch. That's what we call it.
That is what we call it.
So we realized that we didn't really plan anything for our anniversary and we wanted to put something together. So we sat down, had a conversation about the things that we would like to do and put it together and made sure that this was within the, ballpark of reality. And $500 at the time, it was 2 or 3 months ago that we planned this out and we were like, okay, we're good to go. We can make that happen. So, this one's pretty well planned out. I didn't plan anything for lunch because we're going out to dinner both nights and bagel breakfast and big dinner that feels like fun, right?
Yeah.
We've got another $20 if we need to grab anything. Anyway, this trip we're taking with my sister. Flights are already booked. Hotel, we booked that. Here, we can fill these out real quick. And the joys of our travel rewards points is that that's real. We paid $0 for our flights because we booked them with travel rewards.
Well, we paid $10.
Yeah, we paid taxes.
For the taxes. They won't let you pay the taxes with travel rewards. Wow.
Just a quick check here. Making sure that everything lines up as it should. Travel. So that's girls' trip. We're budgeting actually, $1,500. So we'll have $1,500 by the time we head out on that trip.
Heck yeah.
Well, we will have funded $1,500. We did already spend some. Mm-hmm. So that's lined up. I want to make sure that's legit. So $1,500. Well, dang. That's going to be just fine, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Bachelorette party for Elena and Sabrina. Did we book the car? I feel like we booked the car. No, maybe we didn't.
No, I don't think we did. Because there was a question about whether or not we were going to
Whether or not we
need
needed one. But
my little sister has moved into her own apartment, so I can't mooch off of her car anymore. I can't just borrow her car anymore.
I think we don't need to budget for food because the drive's not going to be very long, is it?
No.
Anyway, this is looking reasonable.
Yeah.
I don't want to sit here and look at trips we already have planned, you know?
Yes.
And then the wedding, we did definitely budget out and make sure everything was good to go on that.
Yes.
So, and look at that. Okay, so now we need to make sure that any trips we don't already have covered in the budget are accounted for in this spreadsheet, and then that they are reflected in the budget as they need to be.
Yes.
So, number one, my sister decided, not to spill all her drama, but my sister was going to get married in October of this year and is no longer getting married in October of this year. So she decided on the date that she would have been getting married, she would really much rather be on a cruise than at home being sad, you know? So me and my sister's best friend since high school are going to go on a cruise. Shay was invited, but Shay is going to be in a show at the time, so she cannot go. Sorry.
It's all good.
She was invited, though. I don't want anyone to be like, oh, Kaylee's sister doesn't like Shay.
No.
She does. My sister loves Shay.
I was invited.
If she had a choice between the two of us, she might have to think about it.
I had to
long
say,
and hard.
I can't. I have rehearsal.
Yeah, the classic. So, I started doing this, and then I realized this would be better as a video.
That's where the impetus for this came from. I see.
So, we're going to Disney World. Maybe. The big thing is the cruise.
Yes.
The cruise for sure we know we want to do. I priced out originally a different cruise, and I thought also that another friend of mine was going, but now he can't go. So it would be probably the three of us in one room, so this might actually be even cheaper than this. Because I put in like with the drink package and everything, and I think we've decided not to do that. So I still think this might actually be high if there's three of us to one room. I was talking to her about it today, and she's like, it's probably going to be closer to around 500.
Well,
but I'm beefing that up a little bit.
That's good.
And what we learned last time we took a cruise was that the cruise, it says everything's included. Nope. You need to add a cruise buffer. And then the goal is to take a car and then drive to Disney World and maybe spend some time in Disney World. But the thing is that we have to wait and see if everybody gets all this time off approved and stuff. So I'm like, how much do I, how do we ballpark this?
Yeah.
I would say flights, we can put 0 for both of us because we're about to have a whole bunch of points.
I may be able to do the Disney World part.
Yeah, because the Disney World part would be like a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday situation. So Shay could fly out, just meet up with us, and then...
And then go back for my shows.
This would be a one-day car rental. I think if I put $100, that is more than enough. Help me.
I have no idea how much Disney hotels are.
Well, Disney hotels are very expensive, but my sister's best friend works for Disney. Not at Disney World, but works for Disney. So she does get a cast rate. So that's less. But I don't know how. I'm just going to put $200, and that probably won't be too much.
Okay.
And then I'm going to put another $200 for food just because that'll make it. So that'll be $1,500. Woof. That's a lot.
Yeah.
By October. But again, I think this is all, I'm like way over estimating what I think it'll be.
Yeah.
Because I always feel like that's much safer to do.
Yeah. It is safer to do because I think what usually ends up happening is the bigger purchases end up being less expensive than we think, and then the smaller purchases end up being more expensive than we think.
So it usually evens out pretty well.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to leave that as it is. I'm not trying to fiddle with the numbers more, but then we'll update it as things get settled and
yeah,
whatnot.
Because technically this part isn't even set in stone yet.
It's not.
None
of it is.
The Disney World part.
The Disney World part's not set in stone at all. We don't even know if everyone's going to get all the time off approved.
Yeah.
Speaking of, we also have, actually before that, family reunion is happening in
September.
Oof. That'll be flight to Austin, Texas, which I probably don't have to pay for, but again, honestly, I don't think I'll have to pay for anything until it's family time at the Airbnb, and then me and my siblings are splitting that.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be just for a couple days. What do you think, like $250?
Yeah.
And again, split between me and my siblings. And we're literally just wanting to hang out for a couple days. And again, the flight to Austin will probably be not much at all. None at all, because I'm going to be going from a work conference, and work will pay to fly me there and then fly me away from there. And I will probably just make it not a home flight, but a flight to where I'm going next. I'm assuming they'll want to do some things. Do we want to use points for the flight home, or do we want to plan dollars for the flight home?
Do points expire? Because we don't have any trips coming up after this for quite some time.
Points do not expire if you're still actively earning them, which we will be.
Okay.
So then points or dollars?
Points.
Okay. That's not so bad. Again, rough ballpark. Okay. And then do we have any other trips?
Not that I can think of.
You don't want to put Ireland?
Oh.
No. No. So we're thinking, this trip is the big reason why this conversation needs to happen, which is saying something, because you saw those other two trips, is that Shay has made some really wonderful points about, there's always a reason to not take big trips and not travel, but this is the time in our lives when we're going to, I think, enjoy it the most and be able to do it the easiest. So roughly, we'll say August, but we haven't actually decided. Nothing is planned. Nothing is set in stone. Two separate budgets.
Yes. Guinness will need to be
its own separate budget entirely.
A line item unto itself.
Okay. Again, flights, I think for this one, I think we will have points for this.
You think?
I don't know. And this is where some research needs to come in. So let's go Google flights. I feel like that whole journey will
not be more than $800.
Was to gut check that we could put $800 in this, and it wouldn't be outrageous for us to put that.
Mm-hmm.
Hotel. This is, again, just a gut check.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, we're going to put $2,000.
Good Lord.
We're going to put $2,000. All right. It'd be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 7 days. So how much food per day? Like dollars per food. Okay. Dollars per day for food. $200 a day. $1,400. Does that sound reasonable?
Yes. $1 million.
That's $20 on Guinness a day for my wife.
Oh, I can make that happen. $20 a day on Guinness.
I feel like, how much is a pint of Guinness in Ireland? You know what? That's fine. That's what the internet's for.
How much is a pint of Guinness in Ireland?
Depending on the pub and location.
Nearly 10?
Nearly 10. All right, should we up it? Should we up it then? I feel like you're gonna have one a day, and then be full.
you've been out with me before.
Oh my god, this got so expensive so fast.
Yes.
Okay. Activities. How much does it cost to do things? We're gonna make it an even.
$500. I'll want to visit the Standing Stones, probably.
Lifting around, or whatever Ireland's equivalent of that.
Mm.
Woof.
So we'll not be going anywhere else next year.
Yeah, next year's spoken for.
Yeah.
Woof. Okay, because now what we need to do is put all this into the budget. I don't want that part. I want to do it. I changed my mind. Let's not make this video anymore. Okay, September. Oh, I'm going to make this smaller. Sorry to everyone. But I can't see nothing. Okay. Family reunion is in September 25. Technically just before. Wait. We got Death Cruise. I can't find it. I'll find it, but I can't find anything. Death Cruise. October 25 after, right?
There's a lot of image.
And then August, again, August is just Is this how we drop on your parents that we want to try to go to Ireland with them and they find out in this video?
Yeah.
Hi, we want to go to Ireland in August and we want you guys to come. We all want to go together. Well, we decided we all want to go together.
Which is why we picked August, because it's the only time that works for everybody.
All right, family reunion, $750 by. I can't see nothing. Okay. I want to fill up to $750 by September. When am I gonna be going? It's gonna be like here, right?
Yeah.
This one.
Okay. I just saw it.
Okay. Oh man, this is gonna be tough. Okay, the cruise. Oh, it's $1,500. Ah, that's my GCal. I'm gonna have to put some fun money for this, and I know that. To make all this happen, it's gonna take some work for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing, fill up to October 9th is when this would be. We're not even done. Oh man. Oh jeez. Oh boy. What do you mean?
Just do it!
And I was just picking at random, so that's when it is at random entirely. This one, we don't know. I don't want to click it.
Do it.
Okay. Okay. Now is the part that's the hardest part, I think. Which is how do we make this match reality? Because that's too much. What do you think?
I think we may have to lovingly decline the Disney World part of the Beth extravaganza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So what does that get? It takes us down 500 buckaroonies. Ooh. Oh, too dark. Okay, so it takes us down 500.
And perhaps we can also try really, really hard to make it a priority to make sure that we use points for the flights to Ireland.
I think we can make that happen. I think that really can be done. So we can take this down. If we leave it at 200.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe we can also then, so that takes it to 47. I'm going to update that right now before I continue talking and forget what I was going to do.
Mm-hmm.
42? No, 47. See, that's why I had to stop and do this quick. What we can also do is look into a chain hotel in Ireland. Like, I made a joke about getting a Hyatt credit card, but like, if we look into a chain hotel in Ireland that has a credit card, we can get points for that as well and help. I don't know if we'll be able to cover the whole thing, but reduce the cost or comp a few nights.
Yeah.
I think that would make a big difference as well.
Yes.
Because that, I mean, it's just, it's a lot. Mm-hmm. It's still a lot. What did we get it down to? I want to double count our stuff, so I'm checking that stuff. I mean, it's still wild. We do have a lot of stuff happening over the next couple months, and that stuff's going to fall off. But, like, woof. And you know what? That's why it's important to sit down and put it all into the budget and look at what you would actually have to do to make all this stuff happen. Mm-hmm. Because there are some things that we're already committed to that are going to happen. You know, we're going to go on the family reunion, and that's going to happen. It's my dad's parents' 90th birthdays this year, so we're going to go, spend time with family. And if we need to maybe look at Ireland differently and start strategizing for it now, now is a perfect time to start doing that. Start thinking about travel rewards, be more strategic with it. We're going to have 150,000 Chase points to work with here pretty soon, so, and just keep being strategic with those and making things happen and knowing where we're at is the only way to start. I wonder if we
could also save money by changing the time that we go, if we make it an early January trip.
Instead of August, so make it January 27.
Because the weather there's always bad anyway.
It doesn't matter. The weather's always bad.
It's not like...
I mean, let's see what that does.
It's not like we're going to miss any greenery.
Let's see what it does, just bumping it to January a couple months to, early January 27. Mm-hmm. That takes it down pretty drastically. And
then the flights and the hotels will also almost certainly be less expensive.
For sure.
So that might be an option.
So do we want to leave it there, or do we want to take it back to August and just sit on it for a little while?
I think we take it back to August.
And then just sit and think on it for a little while. I think having this in there and having it be living and based in reality is the best way to reflect on it.
Yeah.
Because these are all things that we've been talking about wanting to do. But then you put it in the budget and you look at it and you're like, whoa. So...
yeah.
That's what these moments are for, is making it based in reality, and then seeing what we can do to make this happen.
Yep. I'm also having thoughts about how hard my family goes on Christmas, and if there's a possibility that we could funnel some of that
maybe
Christmas
we all
energy
decide
into Ireland.
Yeah.
Into the Ireland trip.
We should probably talk to them in a real way about wanting to take this trip.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if we made it a January thing, then it would be right after Christmas.
It would.
And that could just be like a big thing that instead of buying each other all these gifts and things,
we go to Ireland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's our pitch to Shay's family. I hope you're all watching this on the big TV. That's our pitch for Christmas.
That sounds like the kind of thing that, especially Summer Lockie would be super down for.
Yeah, I feel like she'd be super down for it right now.
Yeah. And
then come like August, September, she's gonna be like, but I wanted to get everybody presents.
No. Come December 15th. Yeah.
That is a really good idea. I think that is a conversation we should absolutely have.
Yes.
And like a fun way to make that happen for everyone.
Yeah.
Okay. Heck yeah. Okay. That's a good way to end this on a positive note, because it feels like it can be kind of negative, but doing this now before I guess we committed to a lot of things before we did this, which is why it feels so crazy, because we have a lot of stuff that we have to make happen in addition to the things that we want to make happen. Mm-hmm. But traveling now while we're young and able to enjoy it, and while our lives are very carefree and we can kind of just, in August we can go anywhere.
Yeah.
As long as we plan for it and budget for it.
Yes.
So that's what we just did. I hope you enjoyed. If anyone has any hotel credit cards that they really like, and they know that there's a hotel there in Dublin that they really enjoyed, let us know, because I think that strategy is going to be our next, the next credit card reward that we chase, the sign-up bonus, is a hotel one, because that's a lot. Okay, so thanks very much for watching. We will have a budget with both of us on Friday. You did such a good job.
Oh my God.
And I appreciate you so much. And we're going to keep on keeping on. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week. And we'll see you when we see you.